Alright, Kiwi, you can introduce it this time.
Okay.
As you're the one that fucks up.
Oh, thanks. Sup, nerds? Hello. Welcome to the Chaos Void. We have no idea what we're doing with this podcast yet. But yeah, we're just going to introduce ourselves, a few random facts, and then dive headfirst into the nerdy world of video games.
Do we want to do
Squiddy,
that? Do we
you're
want
up
to?
first.
Do we want to play the 2 truths, 1 lie thing? Because that's always quite fun.
I mean, we can.
I mean, we know your lie already if you say the yogurt in public thing. But
Well, I've got other ones.
I know that could be fun. Get the listeners engaged in
Alright.
something.
Okay, I got 2 truths and a lie.
Okay.
My 2 truths. Oh shit. I said I had them. I do not possess over 20 stuffed animals. I had oh wait, hang on. What was it? 2 truths and a lie.
Yes.
Okay.
Shall I start? Because I
Yes,
kind of
please.
suggested this. And then derailed. Okay. My 3 facts are: I am a shareholder in a craft beer company. I've never left the country, and my father helped invent cornettos.
Your father what?
Helped invent cornettos.
So
I
one of
really
them's a
want that to
lie.
be true.
I'm gonna
No, fuck! I said 3 truths. Fuck. Oh man, I fucked this. Sorry.
Is just out of
Oh.
curiosity, is the
Yeah.
is the beer company Brewdog?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brewdog is nice. And not that I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
had a Brewdog beer, but I like the companies from a aesthetic point of view. They look nice.
They are really nice, to be fair.
Well, we know 3 facts about Cam. Alright, Kiwi, give us 3 facts about you.
3? It was 1 5 minutes
Well,
ago. Okay.
Cam's changed it. Cam's
I
changed it.
fucked it. Sorry.
Okay, 3 facts. I have 2 gaming tattoos. I have my Zenyatta inspired one there.
Oh, cool.
And then I have an Assassin's Creed tattoo that I cannot show you on the internet. I'm sorry, guys.
That's all an OnlyFans account.
Yeah, that's you gotta pay to see that. I'm sorry. What are the facts? Pretty boring, to be fair. I've passed my snowboarding course,
Well, that's
so
cool.
technically I can snowboard, even though I'm one of the clumsiest people on planet Earth. And I am no longer a silver rank at Overwatch.
Whoa!
That'll do.
You've hit it. That's the pinnacle.
Woo! Peak.
My facts. Oh yeah, everyone, I'm Squiddy. My 3 facts. 1, I won't eat yogurt in public. 2, oh shit. Oh, I had one. I had a really good one.
Just to piggyback off of Squiddy's won't eat yogurt in public. Squiddy not only will not eat yogurt in public, he thinks that it's snobby to eat a Muller corner.
As a packed lunch at school, it's the most bougie thing.
It's not.
It's fucking
It's not.
bougie. You can't to go into school, primary school, I think it was as well. Have a fucking Muller fruit corner. Nah, it's fucking bougie.
No! No,
Nah,
it's not.
nah.
Get your shit together. Get your shit together and come up with 2 more facts.
So I failed my second year at university. That's the second fact. And I have a fake tooth.
In your mouth?
How
Or
did
like...
you lose it?
In my mouth, yes. Which can be removed when I want.
Again, that's for the
Please don't do
OnlyFans, though.
That's OnlyFans, yeah.
Payment only, bitches. Payment
Yeah.
only.
People will pay to see that gap.
Oh, no.
Oh, God. We're putting our
So,
names
yeah.
to this.
Now that you've met us 3 wonderful weirdos, we'll actually talk about video games now.
Oh, is that what we're here to do?
Yeah.
I thought
I
we
mean,
were
yeah,
just
it's,
pitching facts for an OnlyFans account. Is this
Yeah,
the whole thing, right?
That's
Okay.
what we're building towards here. Making a OnlyFans account. But yeah, no, I think it would be nice to start like where everyone's first consoles were and like the first game that they play. Oh, remember playing at least, because for me it was a PS1, and there was a cop game I was able to play where you could be both the what was it, the escapee, but also be the police to chase down criminals. But that got taken away because it was like a 15 rated game and I was 4.
Wow.
So the game I really remember playing was Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, of which I am
Classic.
yet to finish.
That's because it was hard.
I mean, there was a level with the invisibility cloak, and I think in the Forbidden Library, never got past that, even with my mum helping. So,
You can't play that game anymore, can you? Didn't they pull it?
oh, there's got to be ways. It's the internet. There's got to be. How do you think PS1
We'll find a
Hagrid?
way.
How do you think PS1 Hagrid is a meme? Or I actually find it. I've still got a PS1, so I can find it.
Oh, I wish. My first, I don't know. I'm 28. You're asking me to remember a very long time ago. I don't know what my first ever game was, but my first console was a PS1.
Classic.
It was probably something along the lines of either Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, or Croc and the Legend of the Gobbos. I loved that game.
What?
It is so underrated.
Clock.
Seriously, look it up. You were a little crocodile and you had these little round things called gobbos and you collected like gems and stuff. It was a platformer. It was very similar to Crash and Spyro. It was a lot like Spyro, actually, now that I think about it.
It had a
But yeah,
sequel.
Croc was amazing. Like, it was so good. So I don't know which one was my first, but it was one of those.
I've never heard of this game in my entire life.
I've heard of
was
it, never
incredible.
played it.
It had a sequel. It had many sequels. It was highly rated.
Mm-hmm. I had 102 Dalmatians on PlayStation 1 as well. That was one of my favorite games, like, ever. I loved that.
I had a Madagascar game for my Game Boy. The Advance.
Yep.
But it was in French. Because I bought it while in France.
Oh, right, okay.
Okay.
And so it was a bit of a difficulty trying to understand what the hell was going on in the game. Because it was also I think it was based off the second film, not the first one. And I hadn't seen the second film.
Le
So
Madagascar 2.
What was the second Madagascar called? It's like loose in Africa. They're in Africa, right?
Yes.
You've
Yeah,
never
and then,
seen
Maybe?
and then the third one, they're in the circus.
Oh, and they got the police woman chasing them in the second.
Yeah.
The third one.
I just remember Afro Circus from the third one.
Yep. That's
Escape to
exactly how I
Africa.
remember that.
Is the second Madagascar film. 6.6
So welcome
in
everyone to
IMDb.
the Chaos Void, everyone's favourite Madagascar podcast.
Yeah, Madagascar fan podcast where we talk about our favourite facts about Madagascar.
We won't stop making it until the fourth film comes out.
I mean,
I think there
if
is
people
one.
wanted any indication of what this podcast was going to be like, it is literally in the name.
Madagascar film. I think there might be a fourth one, but direct to movie.
I mean, there was
Yeah.
the penguin stuff. They did the
I
penguins
loved the
film.
penguins.
Alright, so we have sequels and spin-offs.
Oh, God. It's happening.
We're actually becoming the world's best.
Madly Madagascar. Madagascar 4 was scheduled for 2018, but was removed due to a restructuring of the company.
So sad.
So we had been stolen of our joy of Madagascar. Oh my god, it came out the same weekend, or around the same time as episode 3.
Anyway.
Yeah, I could see that. That checks out.
What was your
God.
first console, Cam?
Yeah.
So- So technically, my first console was a Sega Mega Drive, but I bought it for £5 at a car boot sale. I got Echo the Dolphin with it. I put Echo the Dolphin in, couldn't get past the first cove because I had no idea how to play it. And after, I think, 5 hours, me and my father got so frustrated with it that we threw it away thinking the console was broken and that the controller, something didn't work in it, so we couldn't get past it. It was literally only years later that I looked at a bit of Echo the Dolphin and went, oh, fuck, I should have just swum the other way. We wasted a perfectly good console. So technically, a Sega Mega Drive, but it's PS1 all the way.
When did you buy this? Like, that £5, when was it spent? Because I want to see inflation.
I would have been in year 5, I think. So, jeez. What age are you in year 5? I don't know my school facts enough.
8?
Like,
9?
Yeah,
9. 9, 10. 9, between 9, no. When do you go to
You're either
secondary
11
school?
or 12 when you move up to secondary school.
So
So,
that's
you'd
year
be
11.
about 10-ish.
Yeah, okay, so let's go 9, 10. So that would have been 17 years ago then, roughly 18 years ago. Jesus Christ, that console would have grown into an adult by now. That's terrifying.
17 years ago.
But my my actual first console would be a PS1. And first game would be Carmageddon. I don't know if anyone ever played that.
That sounds like a dream.
They rebooted it
To
on
be fair,
Kickstarter a
you
few
got
years ago,
really
and
lucky.
it was dog shit.
Yeah. You got really lucky that you didn't continue with Echo the Dolphin because one, that game was frustrating as shit. But 2, you know where you're just playing a normal video game and then all of a sudden it just turns into a horror movie. Like that is
No.
Echo the Dolphin. Like out of nowhere, the game just gets really scary. It's like, no, I don't want this.
I've
No.
never heard of this game.
You've never heard of Echo the Dolphin?
Really?
No, I
Echo's
didn't have-
legendary.
I didn't have many games.
Oh.
Yeah, but you live on the internet. Like, Echo the Dolphin's become quite a thing in the years since.
Yeah.
I mean, the Wikipedia description says, released in 1992, the original game followed the exploits of a young dolphin named Echo as he searched the seas and eventually time itself.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's that second bit of the sentence that caused the horror.
Yeah. Yeah. It suddenly turns into this really strange, quite dark game halfway through.
Or maybe I've got to play it. I
You
think
should.
go through all these retro games. Oh god, I'm just back on Madagascar. It's Wikipedia.
It came out in 1992, and 1992 was when all the best things were made.
I'm guessing that's when
That's
you
her year of birth.
found your way onto the earth.
That's my birth year, along with Aladdin as well, and Wayne's World
nice.
2. So,
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Kiwi, are you excited for Spyro 4 next year?
I am. You have no idea. Like, the thing is, I still haven't got Crash 4.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, but
It's
it's
really
so
good.
expensive.
It was
Like,
cheap
what?
over Christmas.
What?
£30 over Christmas.
Oh, I missed it.
You're gonna
Sucks to
hate
be
me.
you.
I've never played Spyro.
You should.
No.
They're very good.
Kiwi's face. What is that?
Do you have a PS4?
Yes.
I am posting you my copy of Spyro.
I'm not gonna play it. I'm not gonna play it.
You are.
I'm
You are.
out of spite. I'm not gonna
You
play
are.
it now.
You are. I will get in my. I would say I would get in my car and I would drive there and make you play it, but my
You don't
car
have a
is
cold.
fucked and it's not driving anywhere. So I will post you my copy
I'm not
of the
playing it now.
Reignited trilogy with 1, 2, and 3 in.
I'm not.
Please
no,
play at least one.
I've got the Crash Bandicoot one that I still haven't finished. The trilogy, the remastered
Yeah, but
trilogy.
the original, like ignore 2 and 3. The original Spyro the Dragon. Just you've never known love, Swiddy.
Hold on, skip that
Play
one.
this
Ignore
game.
1 and 2.
What?
Spyro 3 is the way to go. You can
Okay,
skateboard as a
between
dragon.
you, which is the best Spyro?
True, yeah.
I mean, I
I've
think
got to
it-
stick with 1.
I think it's 2, personally.
I mean, I don't really. I'm gonna say 3, so then we got all 3 covered. That's my favorite Spyro. The third
For
one.
all of
never
those
played any
hardcore
of them,
Spyro
shut up.
fans.
There's a dragon, and he goes around, and
Doing.
there's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Fire. There's fire, right?
There is fire, yeah.
Yeah, Yes. Other things occur. Can he fly? I think he can fly at some point.
Can we do this
fly,
each week?
he
Can we
glides.
get Squiddy to explain an obscure video game?
I think we
I-
should.
I think I could explain an obscure video game, and you've got to try and guess what it is.
I think we should.
I've got one. I've got one now.
Okay, go on then.
A bunch of hippies use a book to capture paranormal specters.
Wasn't that
And-
show on CBBC, The Ultimate Book of Spells?
The what?
Is it a Scooby-Doo game?
It is a Scooby-Doo game.
Yay! I don't know which one though, because I don't know the names of any of the Scooby-Doo games.
It's Monsters Unleashed, right? So we got a guy who like uses a spell, and all these different type of ghosts from this book go into the real world, and it's up to the gang to get them back into the book. And you can only bring in ghosts if you've got the page for that particular. So if it's like a poltergeist or a typical ghost or other ghosts that exist, there's like I want to say the word heavy ghost, but that's not what I mean.
You just chunk shame a ghost.
Well, no, like heavy soldier, like a beefy boy, like got armor on it.
Do you mean a tank?
No, just a beefy boy.
Okay.
Hang on. Scooby-Doo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is doing a masters in esports and can't
Hello.
articulate what a tank is.
No, it's not a tank. No, it's not a tank. It's just a beefy boy.
So it's
Can
like
we-
May.
May? Oh, yeah. I thought you meant the month, and I was like, what?
Yes.
So we're petitioning the Overwatch team to change the role of tank in Overwatch 2 to beefy boys, right?
It's not a tank.
Some beefy boys.
Oh, where's the game?
Can you imagine the casting on the league that would be like, okay, we've got Bumper on the main beefy boy and Bernard on flex beefy boy.
That would
God.
be good.
I'm sorry, that's the only language I'm using from that.
Oh,
Welcome, our new
Scooby-Doo.
beefy boys, Wolfing and Hattie.
I can't find the Scooby-Doo video games.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then you've got
Oh
the
my
Healy
God.
boys, Ripper and Kellex, and the Shooty boys.
Yeah. The pew pew.
No, Mystery Mayhem, sorry. That's what it was called.
Oh my God, I've just remembered. You know, like when you had a game and it was so long ago that you only remember bits of it, but the bits that you remember were really specific.
Yeah.
So it was a PC point and click, because yes, I am old. And it was a Pink Panther point and click.
Oh my god.
And it was amazing. You're in this mansion and you had to try and figure out this mystery. And that's literally all I could tell you. But it was so bizarre. And like point and click games are just weird anyway. So it was incredible.
I don't know.
I'll look it up at some point.
I mean, I like point and clicks. It reminds me of one. I had one. It was Science Pinball. I can't remember who exactly it was, but it was like a science game where you had to build a contraption and use pinball to answer questions and stuff. It was quite cool. Oh, Kiwi's.
I found it.
What is it?
Oh my God. It was called Hocus Pocus Pink. Yeah. And it came out in 1997.
Wow.
And if you just like Google the images, it's just
Hocus.
And I used to play a lot of cats on the PC as well. You know, where you adopted loads of cats and you could dress them up.
Oh, I thought you meant the musical with the buttholes.
No,
Oh.
I've never seen that actually.
No, I haven't either.
I'm not a musical person.
I don't want to watch it. I get scared. My heart. I don't like the trailer. It scares me. The trailer. I'll be honest. The trailer
Trailer
scares-
for cats.
Yeah, it scares
Why?
me. Have you not? You haven't seen the trailer, so
Is it the new one where it's the really
Yes.
awful
Yes.
like humanoid cat?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it scares me. It
I
terrifies
agree
me to
with
my
that.
soul.
I agree with that.
It's not human. They're not right. I mean, obviously they're not human. They're cats, but like, it's not right.
Wow. How did we even?
I don't even know. I was gonna say, what's happened to Pink Panther? Just like as a series, like where is it? Where's it going? What's the direction Pink Panther wants to take?
I'd love to know how your brain works. I really would.
I mean, there's like, what's his name? The guy in Cheaper by the Dozen.
Steve Martin.
That's it. He was
Oh,
a
the one
Pink
where they're in Paris.
Or just all of them.
Yeah, with
Like-
Beyonce.
What?
Beyonce was in the second Pink Panther Steve Martin film.
Fuck off. No. I don't believe this.
Also, just looking at like really nostalgic games. Do you own a Game Boy Color?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle?
No.
Cam's nodding. I think there was 4 of them, and I can't remember which one it was, but I thought I had 4. That was incredible.
I never owned a
I
Game
loved
Boy
that
Color,
game.
but I stole my friends to play it on a regular basis.
Oh
Yes.
And then there was a
I
there
had
was
the
a Daffy
teal coloured one.
there was a Daffy Duck equivalent of, I think there was a Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck one.
Yes.
I
It was
think.
it was definitely Crazy Castle 4 I had, because it looks like this. Hang on.
Stunning video here. Oh yeah, that's it.
No, I didn't have that. I didn't have
Oh,
many
it was
games for my Game Boy.
amazing.
I had a Pokemon game and Madagascar. I actually think I bought my Game Boy after I bought a DS.
Full circle.
What?
Oh, speaking of Pokemon, what is, like, you've just got my mind like going now. What is your unpopular gaming opinion or
Ooh,
fact?
okay.
On Pokemon or
No, in general. So like,
is yours you don't like Pokemon?
no. My unpopular gaming like fact or opinion is that I have never in my life completed a Pokemon game. I have played them.
Ooh, interesting.
I've never got to the end of one, and apparently
Say
that's
that to
something
his
that all
face.
gamers.
Say that
That's
to his
nice.
face.
I'm sorry, Squirtle, I haven't, but I am playing through. I was just too young. I was too young to be interested in something for that long. I didn't have the attention span. I was outside. I was playing football with people. Like, I love games. I didn't
Look
have
at you.
the.
Little
I
sport.
didn't have that grinding mentality when I was that young. But I am playing through
Sword and Shield.
Oh,
I think
that's
I'm playing
shit.
Sword.
It's awful.
It is. It isn't great, but it's the first one I have ever bought from my, like, I didn't buy it. Callum bought it me, and I bought him Shield. But it's the first one I've ever bought, and I'm absolutely determined, no matter how hot garbage it is, to complete it.
Yeah, that's fair
See-
enough.
My frustration with
So
that
that'll
is
be
that
the first one I've finished.
my first Pokemon game is Pokemon Go, and I'm not really in control of when I finish that because it just keeps going.
I mean, that's kind of the same with a normal Pokemon game anyway. Whereas the stopping point, you beat the champion. That could be a point. Do you collect
Yeah,
all
but-
of them? That's a point.
but-
Everyone to 99. That's all
Well,
shiny.
For me, with Sword, my stopping point is going to be when I beat the last gym leader. And then I'm going to be like, yeah, done with this. Bye. Moving
that's
on.
fair. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like the fact that the XP share they had in Pokemon Sword and Shield, where like your lead Pokemon gets most, but then everyone else in the party gets some.
I see. I like that, but that's because I am rubbish.
No, I don't like it because what I used to do when I was younger and when I played through Pokemon Diamond on the DS, I had like a level 50 Infernape, and then everyone else was maybe level 20. And I was like, right, time to go for the Elite Four. Come on, let's do this. It's the only way.
You started what's it called? One of those things recently, didn't you? Where it's just it's whatever the first Pokemon you find is in permadeath.
Oh, yeah, I had to restart my PC, so that's lost. A Nuzlocke series, though. So my PC's been crashing a lot recently. No idea why. I installed Origin, and then since that happened, my PC's just gone. I have no idea what to do.
Oh no!
So I had to completely reset my PC, and it's all gone to start.
What's the name of that thing? I've forgotten the
Nuzlocke
term for it. Nuzlocke. That's it.
Yeah. You got it. First Pokemon you see in each area, you could capture it or kill it, but then you can't capture any of the others.
Oh, really? I thought it was if you kill it, you can capture the next one. Because I've watched.
Well, I think there's loose loose interpretations of the rules.
Okay.
I think I think the main rule is as soon as it faints, that's it. Toss it away.
Yeah.
It's trash.
It dead.
It's
Wow.
dead. But I should really restart that. I want to get back into streaming more. I need to play more games. I've got Animal Crossing because that's amazing. Had a fishing tourney today. Love catching the fish.
Nice.
You did?
It's
Yeah,
just
it was fun to
it's just
watch.
it's relaxing. I think more than anything.
Yeah.
I also
I
want to
don't-
stream my chess because I'm shit.
So you're not. Gonna
I'm a
be like...
streaming noob. Like, I don't know how to stream from Switch.
Capture card.
Ah.
There's no other way to do it, unfortunately.
Oh, that makes sense. Damn.
Cam, you were gonna say?
Oh no. I don't find Animal Crossing relaxing in the slightest. I've watched.
Yeah.
I only really watch my partner play it. I don't do anything about it myself. But it gets on my organizational nerves. Because I have to have the right amount of things and the right stuff in the right places, and then there's not enough space, so you have to get more to buy space, and then basically get a job to be able to afford the space to do the stuff. And I worry about that in real life anyway. I don't want to be doing that shit in the virtual world.
That's
I'm
why you
quite
stream
happy
it.
shooting people for fun.
That's why you stream it. Someone gave me 2 million bells. Like my viewers just went, here's all the money. I went, okay, I'll take this. So
Even getting bells is really easy anyway.
Yeah, true. I think you just got to get lucky with the stock market.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was an article of people who got really into the turnip market in Animal Crossing, then trying their hand at the actual stock market. And
Did you see
what-
the Elijah
Dude.
Wood went to a fan's island to sell his turnips?
Oh,
that
yeah,
was
yeah.
amazing.
I've got oranges.
Somebody on my street dated Elijah Wood for a bit.
They dated Elijah Wood.
Yep.
That's amazing.
I don't know. This is something.
Is
I've
that
been
all
told.
you know?
Yeah. Well, I wasn't
Oh.
listening through the walls. He never came to the street. Apparently, maybe it's one of those things that's more of a local myth than anything else. But apparently, it was her and the Hobbit for a bit.
That's kind of cool. Elijah Wood looks quite cool. Have you
he
the
seems
picture
like
of
a
him
cool
on the
guy.
electric scooter with the cigarette? That's just that got me through 2020 a bit. I'll be honest.
Wow.
It was a dark year.
To be fair,
is
that
still
leads
a dark
quite
year.
nicely into a nice little segment of what games got you through 2020.
Animal Crossing, Overwatch. What else? Chess? Can I count chess? Don't look at me like
Yeah.
that. Okay, then that's my 3: Animal Crossing, Overwatch, and chess.
Wow. Diverse.
What? What about you guys?
Overwatch and Pokemon Go, I guess. Overwatch is weird though because it relieves stress in that I get a kind of a pang that I need to play it on the regular.
Yeah.
I find it really, really catchy in that sense. I don't know what it is, but I can sit down
We're
and have
addicts.
100. Kind of, yeah. I can sit down and have 100 games in front of me and think, I don't want to play any of these. I've played thousands of hours of Overwatch, but I just want to keep playing it. But then it's also stressful because I'm shit, and my
You
rank
want to
is
win. And when
Yeah,
you don't
and, like-
win, and it's not your fault, it's your teammates. And then, like me and Kiwi, we had games earlier. Just our teammates fucking. I wanted.
Not a lot
And
though. We absolutely slapped arse earlier on. To be fair.
But
Nice.
overall,
I think the thing that I find frustrating about it is when, and I don't go into game chat often, so it's mostly my fault. But like, is when you can see people making mistakes that would just make a little bit of like, I can't play at any kind of top level. I don't have those reaction speeds, and no I'm ever gonna get there. Like last year in the league, Sanguinar booping people out of EMPs and ults and this, that, and the other. I'm never gonna get there. But I played a game yesterday where two tanks were scared of going through a choke, and it was like, come on, just move a little bit.
That's your job. That's what you need to
Exactly.
do. You have to go through this.
And the bit that I find quite difficult about it is that no matter how good you are, if somebody's making that mistake, you just won't get better at it. But the more people you gain as a team to get better yourself, the harder a challenge it becomes, because you come up against better teams with
organised
more
teams.
coordination. So it's a rock and a hard place. But so it was equally calming and very much not so in the slightest. Pokemon Go kind of filled that void, but honestly, it was the league more than Overwatch itself. It was sitting down and watching it and tapping into that community and talking to them. I know this isn't the Overwatch podcast we do, but you've got to get the quota in once a time, haven't you? How about you, Kiwi?
I'm kind of with you with Overwatch. It's a problem. I had I took a good chunk of time away from it where I uninstalled it early on in 2020 because it was just, there was a lot of things I had going on, and I think after a couple of Sundays where it just tipped me over the edge, I had to take a break. But at the same time, it also helped me reevaluate my life choices. So thank you. But yeah, Overwatch is one of those weird ones where when you're playing it with people who make it fun, it's a good game. So like whenever I play with you guys and the Team Omega guys, it's a lot of fun, even when we're losing, because everyone's quite a big personality, so it's still a fun time. But if I sit, I've got to the point where I won't solo queue anymore in ranked. Like I'll solo queue in quick play to like maybe piss about on Junkrat and try and just have a good time. But I will not solo queue ranked, especially as a support main, because it just drives me absolutely crazy. Whereas if I play it with you guys and I've got a team and I can be like, Genji, backline, and somebody appears, then it's great. But other than that, I kind of use this year and being at home a lot to finish some games, because I'm an absolute bugger for starting a game and then just never finishing it.
Story of my life.
I finally got around to finishing Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
Hey.
Oh, I did too.
Yeah, it's so good. I said this to somebody the other day and they were like, oh, you're only just finishing Odyssey. What about Ragnarok? And I'm like,
Valhalla.
can I not take my time? Like, can I enjoy it? Do I have to rush every single game? It's a big game.
It's
Let me enjoy it.
huge.
Yeah, but you know what Scuddy was saying with Pokemon, where it's like, where is the end? It's kind of like that, because it's this big open world. You do the Odyssey missions, and I finished like the story, but the story didn't feel finished.
Yeah.
Because
side missions and stuff.
Cam will know, like, the big focus of Assassin's Creed Odyssey is you've got to stop this cult. And then it's like the story stops, but the cult still, and you're like, this isn't finished.
This is why I didn't like Odyssey, because I've always loved that focus of the game, and it was like it wrapped up the actual story of Odyssey quite quickly. But then it was like, oh, you want to get to the bit you like, do you? That'll be 200 hours. And it's like, I don't have 200 hours to give to you. So
I literally spent about 3 days non-stop where I mopped up the cult members.
Yeah.
So I went to the arena and I basically just spent those 3 days after I'd finished the Odyssey storyline hunting down the cult members. So eventually I could like finish that cult off. And to be honest, the ending of the cult is really disappointing because you don't even get to fight the ghost of Cosmos. It turns out to be
Right.
someone you were friends with, and she's like, oh yeah, well, it all got out of hand, and I didn't mean it to go that way. And you're like, fuck is this?
Honestly, by the time it revealed who it was, I'd forgotten who that person was. So it built up to the cutscene. It was all like, big surprise. I was like, who the fuck are you? Where did you come from? It was literally the Thanos, I don't even know who you are meme. I've got no fucking like frame of reference for this person.
Exactly. And while all this was going on the side, I'd kind of accidentally started the myth stuff with the mythical creatures. I'd accidentally started that. Like, I had no intention of doing it because I was like, this is going to be another can of worms I won't finish. But I stumbled across the Sphinx doing another mission, and I thought it was tied into it, so I did it. And then that led me to the Minotaur, and I was like, by the way, that Minotaur mission, fucking terrifying.
Yep.
Like, it is awful. You're walking through all these dark, narrow corridors, and I'm not a horror game person. It's dark, and you can hear it roaring, and I'm like, I don't like this. But I killed the Minotaur, and that was really exciting. And then I got the Ghost of Cosmos reveal, and I was like, I put in an extra, 100 hours for this?
Did you get to
this?
Did you get to the end of the cult stuff? Did you get to the reveal at the end of what the Templars are up to this time?
I think so. I got the whole big long cutscene bollocks.
I'm trying to think of how to say it without saying it. If you haven't
I'll just
finished,
spoil it. I'll put a bit
I'm
before.
fine with spoilers.
if you haven't
Yeah.
finished Odyssey, mute me for the next 30 seconds.
I'll put
Spoiler
a bit.
alert.
I'll put a bit before this section. I'm like, right, these two are going to talk about AC Odyssey. There'll be spoilers.
We'll timestamp
Enjoy.
all of
Yeah.
the major games that we go through.
Damn, timestamping fancy. We don't
Okay.
hanging out.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're happy to have it spoiled?
I've probably seen it. It's
Cool,
just
so-
it was that underwhelming that I was like, yeah, fuck this.
So you got to the Atlantis and Pythagoras, and then you go
Yes.
out of the Animus as Layla, and you visit Atlantis. And
Yeah,
he's
you have
still
to do
there,
that
and,
stupid dive into Atlantis as
And they-
whoever
and
that
just-
woman is.
and just like, oh, I really like. See, this is the bit that gets me about AC is I love the future stuff. I think it's a really smart idea, and they build it up and just write exponential bullshit every time. It's just like every time the framing of the story is you are a person in the present playing someone in the past. This is a cool hook. Read on. And then the end of the game is like, well, maybe something will happen next time. And it's like, cool, you've been saying that for 10 games. I just want something to happen, please.
Like, for
Salty? I'm
me,
not
the
salty.
future
Shut up.
stuff peaked with Desmond.
Preach, yes.
Like, people think Desmond was like a bit of a shitty protagonist, but I really liked him.
I
I loved everything they were doing with Juno and the civilization. And while they've kind of kept some of the stylings of it, like, you'll know from Odyssey, like, the Spear of Leonidas stuff, that whole chamber is very Juno.
Yeah.
But it didn't go anywhere. It didn't pay off. It didn't even mention it. I'm a massive fan. Like, I have a tattoo. Like, this is on my body for life of that gaming series. Assassin's Creed 2 was the first massive game I ever played. It got me into the series. I used to be a Ubisoft ambassador.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did they make you get the
big.
tattoo? Or?
What, sorry?
Did they make you get the tattoo for the ambassador role, or was
No.
that?
Did you
No,
get
I
the
got-
ambassador role before or after the tattoo?
Before, but I think that was an age thing.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to, long story short, I used to work at a game. And
Oh.
Cam doesn't want to hear my story. I used to work at Game back in like 2014. And I worked there for about 2 years. And it was when Assassin's Creed Syndicate was coming out. I
Yeah.
love Syndicate, by the way, big fan. And they were like, we're looking for in-store Ubisoft ambassadors to help. Like, we know we fucked up with Unity. We rushed it. It
Oh,
was
interesting.
buggy. I did finish Unity. Really enjoyed it. Waited till the bugs had been fixed, but really enjoyed it. But at this point, they were trying to really sell Syndicate. They knew that they had to really like make up for Unity. So they basically went around all the stores and they were like, nominate a Ubisoft ambassador for each store. And me being the fan that I am was like, I have to. Like, I will battle royale the rest of you bitches to get this role. So I got it, and I went on all the training for Syndicate, and I got loads of free shit and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
But even with all of that, I can't like just where I feel insulted. I feel insulted by the end of Odyssey. I put so many hours in.
The thing that annoys me about it is not that it's still there, but that it's just referential. Like, it's still there enough to suggest they know they need to write a story about it, but just can't write a story about it yet. And I would kind of prefer if it wasn't. Like, because for me, it gets in the way of enjoying the games. Like, I want to go and visit all of these fucking cool-ass historical places, but it's hampered by the fact that I also want it to tell that story as well. If honest to God, Ragnarok or whatever comes next just started with, oh God, there was an explosion and everyone died, but the Animus is fine, go explore feudal Japan or the Vikings or fucking wherever. Great, lovely, cool. You finally wrap that up and go and enjoy everything else. But they don't, and I have read and heard. I'm not going to play Valhalla. Odyssey kind of burned me and that stuff. But I've read what happens in Valhalla.
I will, but it'll be a long time before I get around to it.
So I've read what happens for future stuff Valhalla, and it's worse than Odyssey in that style of referential but not committing to anything. In fact, I'd say it's the worst one so far, and that I can't enjoy it as much knowing that stuff is there but ignored.
Yeah, it's like Ubisoft need to figure out. They need to, for me, and again, it pains me to say this because it's my favorite gaming series apart from Overwatch ever.
Mm-hmm.
But they need to like take a breather and just figure out, okay, so this was the identity of Assassin's Creed. But what do we want to do now? Because you can't do both. You either give us that beautiful story, linear, story-driven narrative, or you go, right, now we just want it to be fun. We want it to be, you get to explore all these different open worlds in these different time periods. Do one or the other.
Yeah.
Like, don't be like, oh, look, civilization, but not really. No.
Like,
you can't do that. Sort your identity out.
The way that they stopped and rebooted the gameplay from linear to an RPG thing, I wish they'd do again, like you say, but with the story. So take a year, get a really clear sense of where the story and narrative is going. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You said AC2 was the one that...
Carry on.
You said AC2 was the one that that really like clicked you onto it. Is there a specific moment in AC2 that made you fall in love with it? Because there is for me, and I know that it's the same for a lot of people.
See, again, my memory is absolute hot garbage.
Okay.
But for me, I think it was that shock of, you know, when you watch everything happen to your family.
Oh, yeah,
and you're like, fuck, this is real. And like, you can really connect to the character. But I also loved that like Ezio was like this a little bit childish, bit of a smooth ladies man. But I think the bit where it really sunk its teeth into me was when I started meeting the historical figures, and like friggin' Leonardo walks in and you're just like, I am hooked on this game. Like, this is it. Like, 1 was good, but 2 was just...
That's really interesting, because for me, and the reason I love the future stuff so much, for me, that moment is when Ezio does the, who is this Desmond person? And it's clear that the civilization is speaking to future you. That blew my fucking mind.
Have you ever read any of the companion books?
One of them, but a long time ago.
I've got nearly all of them. This is how like geeked out about this world I am. So fucking good, but I'm really, really disappointed with how they're going recently. But I don't think it's a reflection on the people working on the games.
Oh God, no.
I think it's a Ubisoft fuck up. But one thing they have done recently that I can only commend them for. Have any of you played Phoenix yet? Immortals Rising?
No.
Oh my God. Right. So you're going to laugh at me for this. But basically, So I've just gone from Odyssey, which is a Ubisoft game where it's an open world. I get to play as a woman in ancient Greece, killing things, right? And now I've gone to another Ubisoft game set in ancient Greece that's an open world where I get to play as a woman killing things. But it's
So we know your dream now.
Yeah, pretty much. It sounds like it'd be exactly the same as Odyssey, but it's so different. It's a bit more like, look up images of it. It's got a more cartoony vibe to it.
I've heard it's quite
it's
Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, right. That's how my partner described it. He described it as if you took Odyssey and mashed it with Breath of the Wild and you took the best bits of each, this is what you'd get. And it's the sense of humor in this game is on point. Like the lot of exposition that you get is from Zeus and Prometheus kind of like narrating over the top, but it's really, really funny. And there's a lot of like proper dark adult humor in there. And for as let down as I feel by Assassin's Creed and where it's gone, they have absolutely nailed it with this. Like, I would recommend 10 out of 10 to anybody. And I've probably only put about 3 or 4 hours in.
Oh, wow.
And I'm already engrossed. Like, it's just that good.
I'm going to say now, I've only played one Assassin's Creed, and that's AC4. I had no idea what the hell you were talking about with Odyssey and then AC2. And like, what?
To be fair, out of
the
all
hell?
of them, you have chosen a good one.
I mean, I like the ships. I like the sea shanties as you're sailing around. I did that for hours, not even playing the game.
I definitely recommend. Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah.
I definitely recommend at some point maybe going back and getting the Ezio collection that they did, the remastered. Because the Ezio trilogy, as a character, he's really cool. But the mechanics that they brought in, where it's like you had the Brotherhood and you could recruit assassins and you could train them and send them on missions, and just those 3 games, I think it was 2, Brotherhood and Revelations.
Yep.
Were really, really good. Revelations is where it started to tail off a little bit. But 2 and Brotherhood are just absolute chef's kiss of video games. Like,
Are we an Assassin's Creed fan podcast now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I will die on this hill.
We've shifted from Madagascar. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough interest.
That dream didn't last long.
It's because I got lost in the what games saved your 2020, because that is predominantly what I've been playing this year. But I've just started Phoenix, and I've played Fall Guys for the first time ever last night.
Oh my god!
I really want to play it, but it's not on Xbox, and that is my
I love
platform
it.
of choice.
It's just really nice to like switch off and just have a laugh. But as well, I've
Among
just
Us.
started Little Nightmares.
Sorry to jump
I
in.
think 2 games there.
Sorry to jump in. Among Us totally helped save 2020 to some
I
extent.
haven't played it.
You haven't played
so
it.
good.
There's 2 games I wanted to play, but I only wanted to play them with people that I know really well. And nobody else that I know personally has been playing them. One was Among Us, and one was Phasmophobia.
I've invited you to like hundreds of Among Us. To be fair, that's with a lot of people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Phasmophobia looked really good, but I'm not great with horror-y stuff.
I'm gonna download Among Us, Cam, especially for you. And I think at one point the 3 of us should stream some Among Us.
Yeah,
Definitely.
sure.
I'm just going to quickly pop to Lou. I'm bursting.
Lovely.
Goodbye, everyone. To talk about Among Us and Assassin's Creed.
But like, I've just started Little Nightmares because I'm not into horror like you. I love watching horror, but I'm too much of a chicken to play it. But Little Nightmares is like I don't know if it's because it looks quite cute. You're this tiny little kid in a raincoat. It's really creepy, but not enough to stop me playing it.
I know what you
and
mean.
There's like a big emphasis on puzzles and stuff.
It's got that kind of... It's the kind of horror that's interesting rather than just scary, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting enough that you want to know more about it and dive deeper into it, but there's a sense of fear rather than like...
Yeah.
I don't know, like Dead Space or Outlast or something like that. That's just very, very
It's
scary.
more atmospheric horror as well. Like if you've seen the bosses look terrifying, but I've only met one so far. But
Mhm.
like there were this section where I'm literally just walking down a corridor. Nothing happens. Spoiler alert. Nothing in this corridor happens. It's just a transition from one room to another. But there's all these big steel doors with peep windows.
Oh.
And like just walking through that corridor, I'm like, something's going to happen. Something is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because that's what you've been conditioned to believe. But nothing happens. Yeah, every time I died and had to redo that corridor, even though I knew nothing happens, I still felt on edge. It's just so well done.
Like, anticipating fear is so much worse at times than fear itself. It's what made PT so good. Because, like, the majority of time in that game, there was literally nothing to be afraid of. It was just a hallway. But the second there was something to be afraid of, it was so contrasted and you anticipated it so heavily that it absolutely fucked with you.
We might finally be getting Silent Hills though, right?
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Eh?
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
Could you-
that was news, or?
Kind of. Kojima's been like teasing horror stuff for a while now and working with I forget his name, but a fairly well-known horror illustrator, I think, for a while. He's been like,
Is it Guillermo del Toro?
no, he
He was the one that was meant to be doing Silent Hills with him, wasn't it?
Yeah, him and Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, and then they both appeared in Death Stranding. But I think he's been working with a Japanese artist who did some of the concept art that turned up in the one trailer they were able to get out, like the one with the big hand that goes down the corridor. But he's been supposedly working with him again and posting some drawings and like teasing that he's interested in like watching a lot of horror movies and that kind of thing. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
is
we
it
might
Junji?
actually get it now.
Junji, that's him. Junji Ito. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen it. I'm like, I mean, I hate horror games. I remember when, was it the Slender Man game came out? God, like 10 years. Oh, God, it would be nearly 10 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
My computer barely even run it, but I remember being absolutely terrified of it.
Right. I'm a massive wuss, but even I managed to play. I've got it on PlayStation. I managed to play like 3 levels of Slender the Granted, I was absolutely hammered.
The
But
only way to play games.
it was a party and there was people there and they were watching and expecting me to do it. So, you know, when you've kind of got that pressure and you're like, oh shit, I actually have to do this now.
Yeah.
So I had some shots of rum and I was like, right, I'm ready. And I got through it purely by adopting the tactic of screaming at it. So whenever I had to like go somewhere, if it ever made me like go through a door or turn around and I was like, it's going to be there, I'd literally just, as I turned, I'd just start shouting at the TV like, ah, and like run in.
This sounds
proper,
amazing.
Yeah, like there's footage. I'll get the footage and I'll send it to you. But it's proper
Yes,
Leroy
please.
Jenkins style. Like you're more afraid of me than I am of you, and things like that. So yeah, but I've recently played Alien Isolation as well, and I got quite far in that. So I'm quite proud of myself. I'm not as much of a wuss as I used to be.
Yeah.
Was that the
Alien
one with the
Isolation's
massive bug in
terrifying.
it?
No.
What was the bug that they completely screwed over the AI?
That was Alien Colonial Marines.
Oh,
We don't
yeah,
talk
That's
about
it.
Colonial Marines. But somebody did go back and it was one line of code that was wrong. Somebody went
Yeah.
back and fixed it. And apparently, when it was fixed, it was a good game. But it was that abysmal to begin with that people just went, nah,
I can't be bothered, yeah.
yeah. One line of code completely tanked what was meant to be a really, really good game.
Woof.
One line.
Yeah. Gotta check your code all the time.
Always
Have you
do.
ever played Alien Isolation, though? Or watched it being played?
No. I
Like
no,
the
I hate
AI.
I hate
You hate
watching-
horror.
I hate watching horror games. Horror movies, fine. Horror games, I don't know, they just get me even more.
Oh, dude, I think it's because you're in it and you have to control it, but the AI that they've created for Alien Isolation is ridiculous. Like, the intelligence that this AI has, it's like it's 2 AIs kind of working together. And
Yeah.
I'm
That's
paraphrasing.
cool.
So anybody watching this is going to be like, she said this completely wrong. But basically, one half of it knows where you are, and it kind of like hints to the other half where you are, but it never fully tells it.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's this weird, it's always trying to figure out this puzzle of where you are based on like circumstantial stuff. Like, don't run, just don't run in this game, because if you run in this game, it will hear you and it will kill you. But some bits are scripted, but not a lot. Like,
That's cool.
It's very, very random, and I think that just makes it even more terrifying. And the look of it as well, like they've put so much. I'm a massive Alien fan. Like, Aliens is one of my favorite films ever, but the love that the team have put into faithfully recreating the first film, like, it's stunning. It looks like that universe, and it's just it's so good. But I don't like androids, so funnily enough, it's not.
Yeah.
I've stopped playing it now, but it's not because of the alien. I've stopped playing it because I've seen a playthrough of it, and I know that the section I've got up to, you have to go into this like android showroom. And then there's a bit where like they all come alive and you have like 10 androids coming after you, and I'm just like, nah, fuck that. Nope. Nah. So I've quit, but yeah. You should play
Screw
it.
that. No, I'm not fucking touching that with a stick. I'm keeping the COVID restriction distance away from it.
Wow.
Well done.
What about you, Cam? How's your horror tolerance?
Nope. 0. Down there on the floor. Can't do it.
Yeah.
I watched. I can barely do movies. I told a friend last year that I'm getting brave. I've started watching a horror thing, and she was like, "Oh, what is it?" And I said, "Sabrina on Netflix," and she was like, "That's not real horror."
I want to watch that. Is it any good?
It's
I wanna
really good.
watch that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. It's not scary in the slightest, but it is really good. Yeah, no, I've got no tolerance. If stuff scares me, it won't just scare me then and there. It will scare me for months on end. It will keep cropping up and scaring me, and I just I can't be dealing with that. I find
get that
Minecraft
with,
scary.
Michael Myers. You know, like that white mask.
Yeah.
No. That can fuck right off. Like, for me in horror, I can handle things like ghosts a lot easier than I can handle things with a face. So, like, any masked killer. Because you ever lay in bed and your brain goes, what would you do if?
Yeah.
And then it gives you, like, an awful scenario. Like, what would you do if you opened your bedroom door and there was Michael Myers stood there? I'm like, I would shit myself and I would die in that order.
I've got a hockey stick under my bed in case.
Oh, perfect. It'll go perfectly with Jason Voorhees' hockey mask.
Yeah. You've got to get the aesthetic correct.
But yeah, I can't. Anything that's got like a proper look to it, I'm like, no. No.
Yeah.
No.
God, we've covered like so many different topics here. We've talked about Madagascar, old consoles, a massive rant about AC Odyssey, and then horror movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good God.
The rant was necessary.
Oh yeah,
Cam
I'm not
knows.
denying.
Oh yeah. And Madagascar
Yeah,
as
Feels
well.
my pain.
We need that 4th movie.
Yeah.
Who's it made? DreamWorks, isn't it? That do Madagascar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come
They
on,
got that
DreamWorks.
Shrek. They got that Shrek dollar from the musical.
Make it happen.
Can we at them? Can the first tweet of the podcast be
Cowards make Madagascar 4.
this week?
We're target here. Please sign our petition to get Madagascar 4 produced. Here's join our Kickstarter.
I'll go fund.
Okay, let's to wrap it up then. 2021, guys, we're finally there. Any
Oh,
games
God.
coming out this year that you are seriously hyped for?
Gotham Knights. I'm going next gen for that game. I'm very excited for that. I think the
I have
Batman
no
Arkham
idea.
series is the best series of video games in like the last decade. And yeah, I love what they're doing with the idea of Gotham Knights. I love the way they're taking the story and doing like a starting again, refresh, alternate reality kind of thing. I think the gameplay looks surprisingly fun. I'm all in.
Very nice.
Overwatch 2? Can I be optimistic for that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not many games I'm really excited about. I've only just got into the Need for Speed Heat that came out last year, which actually feels like a proper Need for Speed game. But I don't need anything else. I want Overwatch 2. I want to play a story mode with the characters there.
That will be
all I
fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Kiwi?
I don't know if it's cheating because I've already played it. And I don't know if it was the end of last year or this year. I think it was last year, but I'm going to say it anyway because it's going to be one of my games of 2021. And that's just, I'm excited to keep going with Phoenix Immortals Rising. And from what I've heard as well, it's got a really long campaign to it. So I'm probably, with like all the podcasts that we do and work and just everything that's going on, it's probably going to take me most of 2021 to finish that.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying like going back to old things and like doing them for the first time. Like I had never played Minecraft until this year. And I know, shocking, right? And I got it on Switch of all consoles, and just being able to sit there with things like Animal Crossing and Minecraft and just kind of chill and let everything go. It's nice. Like work can be stressful. My car's a bag of shit that's died, and it's just everything can be really stressful. And I think it's very important to have something that you can just switch off. And Overwatch is not that game, so I had to find it somewhere else, and it's come in the form of Minecraft and Animal Crossing. So yeah.
Something I've done recently is I've started a realm for Minecraft with a bunch of friends, and we've got about 12 people on it at the minute.
That's cool.
It's really nice because what's really nice about it is when you can't play Minecraft for like a week, a few weeks here and there where stuff gets too much, when you come back to it, you see what everyone else has done and the world kind of grows as well. Like I think something that's really nice about Minecraft is being able to make a thing and then think, fuck, I didn't have that a month ago. Look at what I've done. And having like being able to be around friends and having a bunch of, wow, look what this person has done and that person, and they've built this flaming thing on the side here, and like it that's really, really nice. So I'd recommend people, if you've got friends with one or something, look into it. It's a really nice social experience.
Squiddy, get Minecraft on Switch.
You don't need to. You can play Minecraft to any platform,
Can
to any
you?
other platform.
The realm's open. Kiwi, do you want an add to it? Do you want to come on the realm?
PC.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a message.
Yeah, I got Minecraft on my phone, my PS4, my 360, my PC. I might as well have it on my Switch. I'm not sure.
Oh, I love it.
I bought it. So I think Minecraft is one of my most bought games, along with Overwatch and GTA 5.
I think mine might be Skyrim.
Oh god, yeah, Skyrim. Have you played Skyrim on the Alexa?
No, I've seen it played. I've got it on Switch.
It.
The only problem is I kind of cheat when I'm playing it. There's a site that tells you what's in what cave and things like that.
Oh, cool.
And I use that because I've got really, really bad arachnophobia to the point where like it's not even funny. Like I'll see a picture, a video, a plastic spider. I want to be sick. Like you could show me a picture of a tarantula and I'd want to throw up. So I don't want to accidentally stumble across one in game.
That's fair.
And there's so many video games with spiders in. It's unbelievable.
Minecraft.
They're not as bad because they're little blocky things. I don't like the noise.
They're cartoony,
yeah.
Yeah,
but
I hate the spiders.
The Skyrim ones are fucking awful. So I'll look up what areas of the map they're in and then just avoid them.
I really wanted to play Grounded this year, but I didn't because of the spider thing. Like normal size spiders in a video game. Grounded, the one, the Xbox one where you've been like shrunk down into a backyard.
Yeah.
I really wanted to play that, and then I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to fight 10-foot spiders though. I'm good, thank you very much. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. It's like it's in games that you wouldn't even think would have them as well. Like, is it Twilight Princess? Where there's a boss and it's a big fuck off tarantula, but it looks really realistic, apart from the big eye on its back. And you're like, why? Why?
Yeah,
Why you do
spiders are freaky.
I hate them. Make it stop, developers. Make it stop.
I'm on Twitter in a couple of places. I'm at Captain Zepp if you want, I don't know, tedious opinions, food photos, and retweets of various things. I'm at Canva Watch if you want to follow usually off hot takes on the Overwatch League and occasional memes. Those are my 2 places.
Kiwi, how can they get in contact with you?
I'm on both Instagram and Twitter at Kiwi Cashew.
Yeah. And you can follow me on basically everything at Squiddy57. I'm fairly sure this podcast will have its own Twitter account, but we got to create that first. So that's we'll find out on I think this will go out live Wednesday. So we'll find out then what our Twitter is.
Cool.
For the podcast. So until next time, what should our outro be? Someone come up with a catchy catchphrase.
Fuck off.
See you later, nerds.
See you later, nerds.
Bye, nerds.
Great.